This is the story of an epic bicycle trip I took at age 65. I left my home near Dayton, rode the bike to Xenia, then went up to Springfield, then went up to Urbana, spent the night, then went over to Troy the next morning and took the bike back home. Most of this was on dedicated bicycle trails. We're very lucky in the area to have almost 300 miles of bicycle only riding areas we can be on. As a matter of fact, the only part that wasn't on a dedicated bike trail was between Urbana and Troy. Stopped at Yellow Springs, a little hippies town, a throwback to the 1960s. Very eclectic area. Famous Dave Chappelle lives there now. His parents were both professors there. Rod Sterling was another famous professor there. Some notable alumni included Coretta Scott King, and probably the most famous alumni of all from Antioch College is me. From Yellow Springs, I left, went on north towards Springfield. Springfield's a nice town. I took a break and stopped at Cedar Bog, which is a nature preserve north of Springfield. Carnivorous plants, lizards, really nice area. I stayed at Urbana, had gone 55 miles for the day. Stayed in a little motel there. Next morning I got up, I wanted to eat a Grable's hamburger, but it wasn't open yet. It's a great little hamburger joint in there. I did stop at a hamburger joint in Troy called Kay's, a throwback to the 60s again. You would feel like you were just in the 60s if you stopped in there to get something to eat. The waitresses and everybody in the decor were just like in the 60s. Rode on past that, stopped at the Waco Museum in north of Tip City for a brief time, and it took off again. This bike trail follows the old area in the Ohio Canal Trail. These timbers in here were put down in the 1840s to keep the walls from collapsing. Next you go to a little monument or dedication of an astronaut who was killed in the 9/11 attacks. He was on board one of the airplanes that crashed in the World Trade Center. And past an area where the tornadoes hit last Memorial Day in Dayton. Tore the area up really good. Finally, I made it back home. Total distance of 124 miles. I can still do it.